So in my last video, I was talking about making a page called Gear and then having 5 stories below that. So you can see that if I make the page have a parent attribution, so in page attributes over on the right hand side under documents, if I hit the parent page, you can see that I can choose Gear there and then save that page. And what that allows me to do on my page is see on the back end, I can see which pages are under that topic, but on the front end, it allows me to show those pages. We had to make a page called Gear so that all of these other items would list below it, and obviously then we used the same sort of look so that it was familiar and people could just link from those pages. On this particular type of page, I still need to give my reader some way to get back to the front page. So on this page called My Story, I have put together 2 different ways to do navigation after the story ends. So let's just pretend that this is a long story. I get my story going, I finish it off with what I want to say, and then I have a sort of framing that you might see in a blog where it says, do you want to read the next story? But I'm controlling what options they have for what they read. So in this case, I have, okay, you could read more about saddles and shorts and bikes, or you could go home. And I've just sort of given you some examples of how I might put that together. So on this particular one, each of these is in a group. I grouped that first, and then I did 4 columns, and then I did a header, an image, and then a paragraph link. I don't want to have to do that again, right? So I can come in here at this point and say, look, I want to add this to the reusable blocks, and I'm just going to call this menu, right? So that's one of my options. So I can say save on that. Or I can do what I've done before, which is to take a reusable block that's called, in the reusable blocks, it's called something like links or something like that, and then I can play with it that way. So I've got 2 different options here. So let me show you how that works across the pages. So I update this page, and then I go back to my menu and I say, let me do the same thing on trainer advice. So I go to trainer advice, I've got a cover, I've got a history. At the bottom of all of this, I want to add in something for my reader so that they can have some menu options. So I come into this place, I hit the plus button, I go to reusable, and I have 2 options here, right? So one of them is the internal navigation one, and that's the one that I had set up originally. And then there's another option where I can say, please add another thing in here, and I can say menu, and that gives me this particular one. So I can say I want the menu one here. Now, because those are reusable, if I change something here, I think it changes it every other place. So the first thing I want to do once I have my menu sort of set up there is decide, okay, let me make this specific to this one. So I'm going to say remove from reusable blocks. And I'm going to say, yep, I want that. Oh, I deleted it. Damn it, Janet. Let me do it again with this one. That's really sad, actually, but not very hard to I can fix that really easily. I just go back to that page where it was and make it a reusable block again. In this one, I'm just going to say convert to regular block. And what that does is allows it to be changed here without changing all of them, right? So that's the idea of that. So to fix the other one, I save this. I go back to the pages. I go to my story. Oh my God, it's gone from everywhere. So I can maybe go to 5 revisions and say, I want this one, please. Can we have this one here? So I'm going to say the 6 minutes ago one. I'm going to load that one. That's going to give me this back. And then within this, I can say, all right, let's add this to reusable blocks. And I'm going to call it menu take 2. Right, so Once I've got that, then I can save it, and then I can go in and work with it again in other pages. When I work with it in another page, if I say, okay, let me add this again, let me add another one of these after this, insert after, I'm going to add a block here, and I'm going to go to all the way down to reusable and take menu, take two. It's going to give me that same thing again. Again, once I'm in a page and I'm playing with it, all I have to do is say convert to regular block. And then it's going to make it so that it doesn't change things that happen across all of the pages if I use that in other places. The idea of this is that you are deciding where the person might go next after they read a particular page. You're really controlling their move through your site, and if they don't actually want to be controlled by you, then they can just hit your home link that you've got there, or they can go up to the top menu and make their choice.